how to build the cross-country time you need for Part 61 towards your instrument rating. On one of our prior videos, we have 5 tips before you start your instrument rating. One of those tips talks about to try to double up a lesson, your instrument lessons in the airplane to build a cross-country time. On this video, we're going to explain how this method is used for you to build the hours you need and help you improve your cross-country time towards Part 61 requirements for your instrument rating. Let me start by saying this. You're not jumping ahead in your lessons. You're actually staying with the syllabus that your flight school has. You're still doing lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Difference is you are going to try to double your lessons. So when you're pretty much asking your flight school, you may be asking to do a cross-country lesson, but it's important that you talk to your instructor because you're not really doing a cross-country flight plan. You are just doing 2 lessons in 1 flight. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So in this scenario, we're taking off from Caldwell, and if we're using FliGht, and Allentown is roughly just a little bit over 50 miles. So that's the first key. In order to count as cross-country, it has to be more than 50 miles. And this is going to be just for explanation purposes only. You go to the practice area, and once you get to the practice area, you pretty much just doing circles, 360-degree circles, turn left, turn right, turn, climbs, and descent. The idea that I'm proposing, and this is what I have done it with, in my training, I recommended to other instructors, and flight schools who are efficient will look into doing this, is instead of doing circles in the practice area, once you're coming out to Allentown, your instructor is going to be responsible for airspace, traffic, radios if you choose to do so. But the important thing is, instead of doing circles, you're going to be doing kind of this zigzag, this S turns, because that's how the turn, climbs, and descents are going to work. The key here is, because you're not at the level of doing instrument approaches, try to take the hood off about 10 miles from the airport and do the approach visually so you also get some training on approaching a new airport. Make sure you do a full stop landing in order for it to count as cross-country. I highly recommend that you try to take a break. Perhaps there's a restaurant at that airport and you can just to reset your tape, get back on that airplane, and then do lesson 2 coming back or whatever lesson you're on. And then you do in the exact same thing. You are just doing zigzag. Your instructor, instead of having you do circles, is doing zigzags on the way back. The whole flight time counts as cross-country because you're just landing outside 50 nautical miles. This is going to help you build the cross-country you need towards your Part 61. And also your instructor will benefit from this because they're going to be building cross-country they need in order to get to the airlines or whatever their ultimate career goal is.